Are you feeling sad or unsure of what to do with the pain that you're feeling? Like many of you, I've also experienced sadness many times. I have tried different methods to reduce the pain and move on. But many didn't work too well for me for the more serious cases. Having people telling me things like, don't be sad, don't cry, or just go talk to someone weren't exactly the things that I wanted to hear, or they didn't work or didn't sustain. So today, I want to share with you the secrets that I personally use to reduce sadness to move on. These tips can give you a head start on your journey toward a faster recovery and a more productive life. A disclaimer that I'm not a psychologist or counselor, and the tips that I share with you here are based on my personal experiences and perspectives only. If your sadness has started to affect your daily life and give you constant negative thoughts for a sustained period of time, seek immediate help from a medical professional. You might have heard in psychology that there are the 5 stages or 7 stages of grief, which are shock, denial, anger, bargaining, depression, acceptance, and processing. However, people deal with sadness differently. What I find is that it's often not a fixed and linear process, especially when it comes to emotions, which are dynamic and constantly changing. I tend to agree with the dual model of grief by Strober and Schutt, which states that the stages of grief, or what I call intense sadness, are cyclical. This means that you would interchange between 2 processes of sadness a number of times until you start to recover. The first process is called loss orientation, which is acknowledging your loss and experiencing pain as a necessary pathway to emotional healing. The second process is called restoration orientation, which is stepping away from your emotions and dealing with the more practical lifestyle issues caused by what was lost. These 2 processes will interchange repeatedly, gradually healing you until you can move on from your sadness. This means instead of crying or feeling emotionally numb for months or even years and letting everything in your life just slip away, you try your best to find a balance, pulling yourself together and focusing on doing what you need to do on a daily basis and continue with your life while you process that emotional pain at other times. The key is to not let the intense sadness totally consume you for a sustained period of time. I know it can be very hard when you're struggling with feelings of sadness, especially in the beginning, but nothing comes easy in life, right? So if you want to recover, you must want to be helped and want to try different methods in the first place. Are you with me? Okay, good. Let's dive in. From my own experiences, there's not much you can do in the first process, which is acknowledging your loss and experiencing sadness. Take your time and let this process happen. Recognize your loss and feel the pain. Don't try to fight it, numb it, or ignore it. Let it hit you like waves. Let it sink in. Let it brew for a while if that's what you need. No matter how hard some of you try to numb it or deny it, it's there and it will resurface if you don't let it process. Yes, it feels so bad, I know, but you need to understand that this is your ticket to recovery. Check out my video here where I share some unusual tips for letting go of dark emotions. Now, today's video focuses on the second process, which is to put your emotions aside and get on with your daily practical life. Remember that you need to interchange between the second process of focusing on your life and the first process of experiencing your sadness. Below are my secrets on how to pull yourself together by channeling that energy from your sadness into practical actions that will add to your daily life. 1. Memory cleansing. Start by getting rid of all the items that remind you of the loved one whom you lost. Delete or archive all the text messages between you on your mobile phone. Delete all the songs on Spotify or other apps that remind you of this person. Get rid of all the shared apps and calendars that you have with them. And save all the photos and videos of your loved one in a folder and lock it with a password. Do not leave this folder on your desktop. I recommend storing it on an external hard drive and putting it away in your storage room, attic, or basement. Get rid of the framed photos and the gifts that they gave you. Remove your favorite foods and wines in your kitchen if you used to live together. if you strongly prefer to keep some items, put them away in boxes temporarily, and again, store them somewhere out of sight so you don't need to look at them on a daily basis. It is nearly impossible to move on if you're surrounded by items that remind you of your loved one in your home. You need to focus on rebuilding your life. Remember, energy flows to where your attention is. So the first thing is to get rid of the memories that hinder you so you can redirect that attention and your energy to your own personal renewal. 2. Change of scenery. This method is highly effective and it will make a positive impact. 1. Move to a new home or a new neighborhood. A change of scenery always helps to bring in new energy, and it takes you out of your memory lane and your comfort zone, which is ironically not a happy place at the moment, right? So that's more of a reason for you to make a change. You might also want to check out my video on how to escape your comfort zone here. And moving home doesn't necessarily have to cost more than what you pay now for rent or mortgage. Do your research. We should keep you busy. You will be surprised at the renewal that you give yourself by moving to a new home, because the energy around you will change. You will be in a new environment, meeting new people, and new opportunities and adventures will be there waiting for you to discover. 2. Do a home makeover. This can be repainting the walls or changing the curtains and cushions to new colors and patterns to brighten up the space. Start with your own bedroom or your living room, or simply move around the furniture to give it a new look and allow good energy to flow in different ways. Rearranging furniture in the home has been one of my favorite activities to do whenever I feel stuck or when I need to pivot and find a new perspective. But if that is too much, simply do a complete declutter and house clean, which can also be very effective. Check out my video on how to create a cozy and eco-friendly home for a step-by-step guide. Some of you might wonder why I have home interior design content on my channel. Besides the fact that it is the knowledge that I have as an architect and designer, it is important to acknowledge that everything in our universe has an energy and it's all interrelated. Everything from your external environment around you affects your health, your state of mind, and your overall well-being. And because your home is such an important space that you have control over, and it's also where you spend a lot of your time. This means that every time you change and redecorate your home, it changes the energy, which can be realigned to create a profound positive impact on your life. For me, improving your home is a part of self-care, and it is one of the keys to finding happiness. So leverage your unwanted energy and channel it to recreate a great home for yourself to rest, relax, and reset. 3. Work immersion. This has been very effective for me every time I feel sad. You already lost a loved one, which means there is now a huge void in your life and your schedule. Rather than leaving the void alone, why not fill it up with something that will take your mind off your sad emotions and give you something positive in return? Fully dedicating yourself to building or expanding your own business, your career, or your job is an excellent approach because your laser-focused commitment will reward you. You will be too busy to think about anything else, and the energy at work will force you out of your sadness temporarily. Your confidence will increase, and you will get better at what you do. You will add more value to your company and to your clients. You will get recognized, promoted, or be able to expand your business faster. So learn to channel your sadness into productivity at work. Leverage your energy to propel you forward. 4. Exercise immersion. Exercise is an excellent solution to nearly everything for me. In my video on Dark Secrets to Emotional Healing, I shared my top picks on very specific exercises that I find most helpful to let go of negative emotions, which include anger, fear, and disgust. But to reduce sadness, you can opt for pretty much any exercises, including running and swimming, because these exercises allow you to do a lot of sadness processing while exercising in parallel. It works differently for anger, fear, and disgust because I simply want to act out on these negative emotions. But for sadness, I need to let it sink and let it pass. I love doing cardio, and in recent years, I started to really appreciate yoga, Pilates, and gyrotonic because it is very calming for the mind and it is excellent to process sadness and grief. 5. Style a new look. Sounds too simple to be true, right? But don't underestimate this method. Cut your hair, get a new shirt, a pair of new shoes, do your nails, or just try a new image and change your style. You look different and you will feel different. As you look at your new self in the mirror, tell yourself that you can choose to feel different. And you can also choose to do something productive and positive to rebuild yourself even when you're extremely sad. Yes, it takes extra effort to take action, but this is something that only you can do to help yourself. So master your willpower, focus on your renewal, and make a change in the present moment. So call your hairstylist after watching this video, okay? Let's start from there. You will not regret it. 6. Stay busy. Just get out of your bed and sofa, step outside of your home, and keep yourself busy. Go grab a coffee at the new coffee shop and soak in that new energy. Go to the park and look at the people enjoying themselves. Find a charity and sign up for volunteer work that makes an impact on others. Force yourself to go out and just walk around the block. Or better yet, find time to go on short trips. And this doesn't mean that you have to get out of your country or state or city. Make sure that you have at least a couple of very good and positive friends or supportive family members as companions, because you'll likely be consumed by your sadness during the entire trip or fall in and out of your sadness zones with lots on your mind. So your companions need to be there to cheer you on. The idea is to keep busy with the external environment and disconnect yourself from your sadness, even if it's just for a short while, and recognize that you are not alone. The sun still comes out every morning, people still get on with their lives and go to work, and the world still goes on. 7. Create a remembrance ritual. After you've done all or a few of these tips mentioned, if you still feel like you need more time to process your intense sadness, or you're still stuck, or just don't know how to embrace it, do a remembrance ritual. It serves multiple purposes and can help you express your emotions, pay tribute to your loved one, find or create your own closure, and create a space for healing. These rituals can take various forms depending on your preferences, culture, or religious traditions. Some examples include lighting a candle in remembrance of your loved one to symbolize their earlier physical presence in your life, or writing them a letter to share your thoughts, memories, and emotions. And as you conclude that letter, write about how your loved one would want you to live without their physical presence in your life. And it is often at that moment that you realize that they would most likely want you to live a happy and healthy life, rather than seeing you sad all the time and not being able to move on. In that case, wouldn't you want to honor their wishes? Or if the relationship ended unilaterally or not on good terms, learn to use your sadness and channel it into a positive by making your life happier and more meaningful for yourself. That, in itself, is the sweetest revenge. Wouldn't you agree? If you've gotten this far into this video, I've got 2 bonus tips for you. 1. Getting drunk doesn't help. You only get sadder as you immerse in your feelings of despair and doom. You might also end up doing things that you might regret later. And why would you want to get drunk? You'll have to deal with a terrible hangover the next day. Not to mention, alcohol dries your skin, worsens your health, makes you lose all elegance in public, and then makes you regret it when it's too late. You will end up having more problems to deal with in addition to your sorrow. So do yourself a favor and stop piling on other problems when your plate is already full. If you must, drink sparkling water or Coke Zero. You know, skinny options. You can do it. 2. Overeating doesn't help. Many of us see it in movies and shows that people eat junk food, especially ice cream, when they are sad. Similar to getting drunk, overeating gives you more problems to deal with in the aftermath. Imagine eating a whole tub of ice cream or bags of chips or many chocolate bars. Now you find yourself still crying, feeling sadder, and the junk food is stuffed up all the way to your neck. Does that make you feel better? Probably not. You'll probably start to feel guilty or angry with yourself for all the excessive intake of unnecessary sugar and fat, which don't reward you in any way. So the best way to prevent this from happening is do not store any junk food in your home. And if you must, go crazy on green salads, carrot sticks, celery sticks, corn, beetroot, you get my drift. You will feel the same fullness, but at least you're eating something healthy and your body will thank you. Remember that there's no need to abuse your body and physical health just because you're sad. And there you go, my friends. These are my do's and don'ts for you to reduce sadness by doing something positive that adds value to your life. To make this video worth your time, why not start making that call to your hairstylist and book an appointment now? Then rearrange the furniture in your home and go get a cup of coffee or juice at a new coffee shop while you start deleting past messages with your loved one. Or go hit the gym now, or respond to those urgent work emails to get your mind off things for a while. Start searching for a new home on your laptop. Just keep busy and make sure you do something that adds to your practical life every day. And if you want to, come back to this video or leave me a message below and tell me how you're progressing. Hang in there, my friend, and I'll see you in my next video.